Morning, good morning friends, Tanja here, and welcome to Q&A Friday as part of Tea with Tanja. This is your regular cup of consciousness packed with loose leaf blessings and fully brewed blessings, all infused to give you access to heal and release the past, to get present to your passion and purpose, and help you become a masterful manifester now. Good morning to you. How are you? Hi. So great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. My apologies for being a couple of minutes late. I just got a phone call 15 minutes ago that a dear friend of mine has passed away. And so I just had to quickly wrap up that call to get here to be with you on time. So yeah, sorry for being here 2 minutes late. And what's present for me right now in receiving this news is how short life is. He was only 49. Good morning, everyone. He was only 49, a young father with 2 kids, 1 child with special needs, and his beautiful wife is now faced with raising her 2 sons on her own. Thank goodness she has a supportive family. So thank you for your love and well wishes. Good morning, everyone. So having got that news just 15 minutes ago, I really want to open this with please. I mean, the whole reason I do Tea with Tanja, the whole reason I show up here every Monday and Friday at 8 a.m., 8:02 today, Eastern Standard Time, thanks everyone, is to inspire you to live your best life. Because my friends, there's the date you were born, there is the date you're going to die, and that dash in the middle is it. And my belief is that we are not living our best life. We're really not. We're not living our truth out loud. We're not living our heart's desires fully. And we have so many handbrakes that are stopping us from enjoying the gift that this life is. Thank you, Fiona. Appreciate that. Thanks, everyone, for your well wishes. Thank you so much. So please, if we can start today off with, so what happens every week that I jump on here, I work with someone to find out where are you stuck and how can we illuminate what the unconscious, subconscious, disempowered beliefs are, somewhere from the past, somewhere that's happened, to have you transform it, to give you access to a breakthrough so you can go and live a life that you love. And believe me, this is my life's work. This is what I freaking love. And this is what I will do till I'm lived my dash and I'm cremated and scattered in sassafras, which is a beautiful rainforest here in Victoria. But don't wait for Friday. Don't wait for Monday. Don't wait to have a conversation with me. Please, whatever you're holding on to, whatever you're fearing, whatever you're stopping yourself from doing, you have the power to do it. You have the power to live your greatest life. My brother-in-law's last words to me was, live each day as though it was your last, Dr. Trent Kruger. Yes, such a beautiful, beautiful quote. So my friends, as we start Q&A Friday, as we start a conversation for life transformation, and as I share with you, I just got a call 15 minutes ago to say a dear friend just passed. My invitation is, whatever you're holding on to, whatever you're still angry about, whatever's stopping you, lay it down, put it to bed, let it go, forgive, forget, heal, love yourself. I'm doing this amazing daily meditation at the moment by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it's called Turn Your Love Inwards. And we are so good at loving others and pouring ourselves into others and helping others and being a contribution to others. I know you are, because if you're on this call, you're the kind of person, because your vibe attracts your tribe. Morning, everyone. So today I'm going to invite you to be fully selfish, and I want you to turn your love inwards, and I want you to take a look at where are you cracking the whip and where could you be waving the wand a little more. Thank you, everyone. So it's been another week. Cheers to you. I hope you are well. This is water. I am on day 5 of a 7-day fast of just water. I've never done this before. I've done lots of juice fasts, but never ever just a water fast. I'm actually feeling amazing, like really amazing. I feel really slow and deeply, deeply present, which is awesome too. So cheers to you, whatever you're drinking this morning. Mine is just plain old hot water. Now, as we know, Q&A Friday is where you write in a Q and I provide my best A to give you access to have a breakthrough and live a life you love. So this morning's question comes from Sylvia Millen. And her question is, so I'm thinking of you for your loss. Thank you, my darling. Good morning, Suzanne. Now, my love, how is Bella? How did she go overnight last night? Suzanne's beloved dogs. Just hands up if you've got a pet that you just adore. I have 2 pets, Chelsea and Chief. Chelsea's, I will say, she is my favorite fur child. She's just my right-hand woman. And Suzanne's beloved dog Bella, who's 14, is not well at the moment. And so we had a conversation yesterday about how she's feeling. So I'm sending you much love, Suzanne, and to all of you, if you're navigating any sense of loss or letting go at the moment, you know, I really send you much, much love. All right, so I don't know that Sylvia Millen or Mullen is online yet, but I'm going to answer this anyway. Just slow. Yeah, good, darling, just slow. Okay, fair enough. So here's her question. Now, as usual, when I answer a question, I invite you to listen as if you asked this question. So listen from a place of, okay, this is my question, and what guidance or help could I get from myself? And if any of you would be willing and happy to be scribers on Facebook, my friends, and here on Instagram, that means if you hear me say something you think, oh, that's a good insight, that's a good lesson, that's a good blessing, that's a great quote, that's a good strategy, then I'd love you to type it in. And the more of you that type it in, the more we all learn together. And of course, if you have some of your own tips, your own thoughts, your own words of wisdom that you would love to share for Sylvia, then I really invite you to contribute. Okay, so this is not me having the crystal ball with all the answers. Sure, as an NLP trainer and coach and a leading life and business coach, I've got some, toolkit. I've got some, feathers and bows and arrows in my toolkit. But I just really welcome your words of wisdom as well. So as a collective, we can help each other rise. Okay, so here we go. The question this morning is this. How do you get your mojo back? How do you get your mojo back? So this is from Sylvia Mullen. How do you get your mojo back? I've tried meditation, I've tried daily affirmation, and I still can't push through. Any help or advice that you can give me would be greatly appreciated. So I want to hear from you as I answer this question for Sylvia. How do you get your mojo back? I've tried meditation, affirmation, anything I try is not working. I can't push through. Any advice would be welcome. Can you relate? Can you relate to losing your mojo? Can you relate to having to push through? Can you relate to doing meditation and affirmation and it just not working? Just say yes. Good morning, Monica. This is a beautiful lady in face I haven't seen for some time. How are you, my love? So can you relate? My friends on Facebook, can you relate? And can you relate? Live a life of gratitude, says Christy. Beautiful. Erin is absolutely. Kathy is absolutely. Fiona and Melissa and Julie and everyone. Greg on Facebook. Can you relate to this? Mary is like, hell yeah. Morning, Ivana. So here's the thing. We've all read the books. We've all done the courses. We've all listened to the podcasts. We've all practiced savers. We've all meditated or listened to music or whatever. And what I want to say to you is, to you, Sylvia, and everyone else that's a hell yes to this. Kylie's like, yes, nothing worked until I believed it would. Great. Those things are fantastic. And those things are all strategies and resources, okay? So they're tools and strategies and resources that you can apply. My humble opinion is no strategy or resource is going to work or work consistently if it is on top of the foundation that is disempowered. So if you are feeling disempowered, you know, not good enough, lacking worth, lacking feeling like you deserve it, lacking a vision for yourself that's going to pull you out of the emotional quicksand of life. If you're trying to do things on top of being disempowered, it's ineffective, or it's short-lived, or it's not long-lasting. So it's like icing over a poo pie, which I say. Self-worth, exactly. Now, people were like, yeah, but I'm doing these things to try and feel better about myself to have self-worth. What we need to do is actually really heal and address the foundation that you're operating in, the orientation that you're coming from. And most of us, I promise you, most of humanity is sitting in a disempowered belief, believing that we're not good enough, we don't deserve, and we're not worthy. Most of us are. Now, whether that's 4% or 100% of our existence, we are all feeling that way to a degree. Not all the time, not sometimes, and for some, most of the time. So those things are great, and they can definitely elevate your state. But if you're doing those things for like 20 minutes a day or an hour a day, there's still 23 hours in a day that you are unconsciously listening to the loop in your head of the 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day that you and I have, which are 90% the same thoughts as the day before and 85% negative. So one 20-minute meditation, one 40-minute beach walk, one Zumba class or Pilates class or one shamanic healing will not create a long-lasting shift in how you feel about yourself and activating your mojo. So the best thing to do is start creating some empowered beliefs. See, most of us, my friends, go around life thinking it's that whole do, have, be model. If I do meditation, if I do, transformational work, if I do affirmation and exercise and reading and gratitude, everything I prescribe by the book of Hal Elrod in the Miracle Morning, if I do that, then I should have my mojo back, and then I'll be happy and full of momentum and energy. But doing does not transform who you are being. That is not the way the universe works. That is not the way the Mother Nature works. That doesn't work. That is why we do these courses and podcasts and things, and we don't get the long-lasting results. We have to change the orientation from do, have, be to be, do, have. Who you're being determines what you do or don't do, which influences what you have or don't have. Does that make sense? Who you're being, empowered or disempowered, influences what you do or don't do, and absolutely creates the reality that you have or don't have. Exactly. Thanks very Mary. Be, do, have. So what I would say to you, Sylvia, is it's great that you're doing meditation and affirmation, and it's great that you might be doing that consistently. But if you're doing that on top of being hard on yourself, cracking the whip, listening to ego AM and crappy talkback radio about where you're not good enough and where you're not successful and what you haven't achieved and who you aren't and all these things, it will be futile and it will be ineffective. The best thing you can do is get creative and get responsible for changing your belief system. Now, for some people, that's easier said than done. For me as a coach, it's my privilege, that's my work, that's what I do every single day, is help people change their fundamental beliefs so they can go and do and be whatever they want in their life. Untethered, unhinged, unencumbered by the past that has us gripped and pulled back. Is this making sense? Thank you, Melissa. Be, do, have versus do, have, be. Thank you, George. Great wisdom. Thank you. I'm just passing on all the lessons that I've learned over my time. If you can hear that, that's Chelsea having a very, erotic back scratch moment on my floor. Does it make sense? And do you have any questions about that? So Sylvia, it's a simple distinction, and it takes practice. Now, you might then say, well, Tanja, how do I know if I have a disempowered belief? You know by how you feel. Your physiology will be a reflection of your neurology. So how you feel physically, if you feel lethargic and sluggish and bloated and, lacking mojo, consider that it's that every cell in your body has been like a little ears, little receptors, and they've been listening to the little voice in your head that is saying all the disempowered beliefs that it thinks about itself and your life and others and the world, and that's what it's receiving. And then you go and meditate for 15 minutes to try and break through all of that. What we need to do is start sending a very different message to every cell in our body, every piece of marrow in our bones, every ounce of blood in our veins, so our physiology is in alignment with empowered neurology. Does that make sense? Mel, I love that. Have been enjoying reading Dr. Joe Dispenza. Yes, please. And if you're not familiar with Dr. Joe Dispenza's work, he is demystifying the mystical. He is a chiropractor and also a specialist in the art of overcoming your negative beliefs. He's got many best-selling books, lots of great meditations. If you're on Instagram, please go and check him out. His whole philosophy is about changing who we are to a way more empowered state, and his work is absolutely transformational. A very, very big mentor of mine. So that's really what I would say. Your physiology is a reflection of your beliefs. Yes, your physiology is a reflection of your neurology. And here's the thing, my friend Sylvia, I'm not sure how old you are, but typically our negative beliefs are formed at quite a young age, as early as 2 or 3, in some cases even at the time we are born. So when we create a belief, when something happens, right, something happens, whether it's simple or traumatic, whether your mother and father didn't read you a story after dinner one night as a kid, or whether you were traumatized sexually or emotionally by a predator. And I work with people here, and everywhere in between. Here's, as I've said many times before, what I find ironic and fascinating. It is never what happens to us that defines who we are. It is what we decide as a result. So I've worked with someone whose parents didn't read them a story after dinner, and someone that was gang raped by 4 guys and shoved in the boot of a car and left on a football field, and then many, many stories like that. And very different scenarios, a simple scenario and then a very traumatic scenario, yet both people made exactly the same decision about themselves and their lives, which was, I'm not good enough. Isn't that ironic? I'm not good enough. It doesn't matter what happens to you. And I say that with love. It does matter what happens to you. This woman didn't ask for that. It happened. But I mean, are you with me? Do you find it fascinating that 2 different happenings, but both said the same thing? I'm not good enough. And whatever beliefs we have about ourselves from the past, we don't store it in the past, we store it in the future, and then our subconscious brain is hardwired to go and prove ourselves right about the beliefs that we have. And this is the work that I do with people every day. It's actually going under the hood of our subconscious mind, finding where your disempowered beliefs are, where you created them, the genesis of creating them, where you're storing them in your body that's affecting your physiology, what the impacts are, what the fundamental beliefs are, and we remove them and we create a whole new empowered belief where you are in a different paradigm. You are unrecognizable to yourself. Melissa, it is never what happens to us that defines us, but what we choose to make it mean. Yes. So, Sylvia, and everyone else that said hell yes to I've lost my mojo. It is fantastic that you are practicing savers or meditating or visualizing or doing affirmations. Keep it up. Those strategies are amazing. I've been doing savers for years now, and I stopped doing it for a week and 3 days recently, and I did feel like crap. Because those practices, coupled with me tuning into some negative beliefs of my own, definitely had me spiral down to victim town. And I started to actually feel like a victim, which is very, very unlike me. And my friends and my community that know me well know that this is just not my domain. I just refuse to choose to be there. But I actually did go there. And, but the good news is I could recognize it. Because when we spiral down in emotional quicksand, it's a heavy place. But unfortunately, sometimes we like it there because we get some benefits from hanging out there. So if you can recognize through your physiology that you're feeling flat, lacking mojo, discouraged, heavy, sluggish, do two things. Get a piece of paper, just a big blank piece of paper, and a pen or a texter, and write your name in the middle of a circle and start to mind map all the beliefs that you have about yourself, be they disempowered or empowered, be they positive or negative. Just dump it down. And and this is an exercise I do with clients as well. The beautiful thing about this is you get it out of your head and onto paper, which means you can have a disassociated relationship with what's going on. You get to see it really clearly. Once you've done that exercise, then what I want you to do is have a look at, as a percentage, what percentage of your beliefs about yourself and your life are negative, and what percentage of your beliefs are positive. Just as an interesting exercise, just as a bit of self-awareness. And go, okay, cool. And I'd be surprised if the negative didn't outweigh the positive, because that's where most people are. And if your positives outweigh the negative, boom shakalaka, go you, you've done some work, keep going. And if you're in that place, do that exercise with your kids. Do that exercise with your family. Do that exercise with your partner, your colleague, someone that you know is in a really funky place. You can say, hey, I learned this tool. It's really simple. Blank piece of paper. We're going to mind map your beliefs. It is absolutely alchemical when you see what you're telling yourself outside of yourself. And then notice, would you ever speak to someone you know like that? We're so hard on ourselves. And then we become dust, like my friend. Phone call this morning, 15 minutes before I got here. A really close friend passed away. Just again, it just had me, just fuel injected me to serve even more. Luke Scott, write down, authentic journal is cool. Will doing more Byron Bay sounds today will help. Oh yes, beautiful. I love Byron Bay. Good on you, Luke. Love mind maps. Haven't done it in a long time. It's a really good exercise, Greg. We did the mind map that I refer to back a lot. Yeah, Greg and we did that together in Adelaide. So are there any questions on that mind map? I'm pretty sure I made it clear for you to do. And but before we get close to wrapping up, are there any questions about that? So the question was, how do I get I've lost my mojo, I'm meditating, doing visualization, but it's just not working. It's not working because you're doing that for maybe 20 minutes a day, and then there's over 23, hours and 40 other minutes of berating yourself, being negative to yourself, listening to this ego AM crappy talkback radio in your head that is negatively about you and working against you. So it's just not going to work. The best thing you can do is less whip, more wand. Do a mind map of your core beliefs, assess what percentage is positive and negative, empowered and disempowered, and then start to look at how is this impacting you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. What's the impacts? So that's step 2. Number 1, do the mind map. Number 2, unpack the impacts. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And then ask yourself, what's the inevitable future? Now, step 3, what's the inevitable future if I do nothing? What's my destiny? The answer is likely to be more of the same. Christy's saying, I'm going to try this with my kids. Awesome. It's more of the same. Your life will look the same as it has for as long as you've had your mojo not flowing. And then you got to ask yourself, who's responsible for these beliefs? Responsibility, as a definition, means able to respond. If you are unconscious to what you're telling yourself, if you have no idea on the percentage of the quality of your beliefs of empowered or disempowered, if you aren't present to the impacts, and if you don't get clear about your destiny and the inevitable future, if you keep believing this whip that you're cracking, and if you don't take responsibility for it, you have no ability to respond differently. So do the work, take responsibility. This is not blame. It's responsibility, which means you are then able to respond differently to how you have been. Thank you for the reminder, Christy. Yes, I was going to mention that today too. How do you recognize these beliefs? Are these beliefs questions we can ask ourselves? Yeah, well, it's just like, well, what do you believe about yourself? In other words, thank you for asking that, Ketty. I think it's Kitty. In other words, like, what do you tell yourself? What's your dialogue when you see your reflection in a mirror or a shop window? When you look in your bank balance, your bank account. When you go to, a barbecue and you're around others. When you're at work. When you, miss a deadline. When you stuff up. What do you tell yourself? What do you tell yourself about your body? What are you telling yourself about your money? What are you telling yourself about your time, your relationships, your lack of relationships, your parenting, your personal growth, your spirituality, your career, your work, your creativity, leadership, communication, self-expression? What do you believe about yourself? It's a great place to go. Oh, hey, Val. She says, I look fabulous, darling. Oh, I look fabulous, darling. Thank you. What do you believe about yourself? So do that mind map, unpack the beliefs, do the percentage assessment of how much is empowered and disempowered. Hey, Peter, and water. So that feels so good when you've just had water for 5 days. People ask me, why are you doing that? Don't ask me. Go onto YouTube and Google. Okay, go onto YouTube and search water fasting, and it'll help you understand what the body does to and for itself in the process of not having to digest a lot of food. It is actually quite extraordinary. The story we tell ourselves is so powerful, yes. So I hope that answered your question, Ketty. Any other questions about this work? This is a really great conversation. Ketty, did that help, my love? How do you recognize these beliefs? Are they specific questions? Yeah, I think I've answered that. When I missed our Zoom. Okay, so Valerie here is sharing. Thanks, Val. She's a beautiful client of mine down in Adelaide. So we had a Zoom session. She was going to interview me for something, and she said, when I missed our Zoom, I had a lot of self-talk to say, hey, it's okay, it's not perfect. Yeah, so that's right. So Val, she missed our Zoom. The appointment obviously wasn't in her schedule. I'm saying, hey, hon, are we still on? Can you send me the link? And she's like, oh my God. She writes back, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've got sick kids, and it just slipped my mind. And I was like, it's cool, babe. It's okay. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I said, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. We are so good at being so hard on ourselves. See, my computer agrees. Oh, look, let there be light. We are so good at being hard on ourselves. I want us to be great at being awesome with ourselves. Ding! I'm sorry, I couldn't close my email down because one was stuck and wouldn't save as a draft. Yeah, helps heaps. Awesome. Good on you, Ketty. Getting back on track today. Great. So any other questions? Thank you, Val, for sharing that, because I actually could feel that you were being hard on yourself. That's why I said, hun, don't worry. Happens to the best of us. It does. It really, really does. So, Sylvia, I hope you get some value out of that question being answered. My friends, I love nothing more than showing up here twice a week and just getting into your world and being in your lives and giving you a raft to navigate this journey of being human. I love it. I love this like so much. I really, really am here for you, and there is nothing that you could ask me that I won't answer. Great session, Tanja. Sending love for your loss too. Thank you, Steph. I appreciate that, my love. So, please do that work. If someone on Instagram and Facebook can type in the steps really clearly, I'll go through them one more time before we complete. Number 1, mind map your beliefs, positive and negative. Number 1, mind map your beliefs, positive and negative. Number 2, assess the percentage of empowered to disempowered, of positive to negative. Just do the percentage and you'll get a reality check on what your belief system is. Number 3, unpack the impacts. Write down, how is this impacting you? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. Number 4, ask yourself, what is the inevitable future if I do nothing? Number 5, ask who's responsible for these beliefs. About 99% of the time, people will say me. 1% of the time, people go my mum, my dad, my ex-husband, my teacher from grade 4. And if you keep telling yourself that those other people are responsible for the beliefs that you have formed for yourself in your life, it ain't going to happen. Sylvia, I try to be positive every day. Awesome. Have you been here the whole time, Sylvia? And congratulations, your question's being answered. Has this helped you, my love? Has this been of service, and have you got something for yourself? So that's number 5. Ask yourself, who's responsible for these beliefs? And then number 6, get responsible for creating a way more empowered belief. Now, here's the deal though. I'm not talking poo over a pie of positive affirmation. If you're broke and you're being hard on yourself because you've made some big mistakes financially, if you are currently struggling and you've got no money, I'm not saying you create a belief of I'm rich and successful, I'm rich and successful, I'm rich and successful, I'm rich and successful. Just thought, I hope my tag's not hanging out. I'm rich and successful. That's not going to work. That's not positivity. Positivity is something more like, I am learning how to be savvy with money. I'm becoming more responsible with the relationship I have with my finances. I forgive myself for the mistakes that I've made in the past. I forgive myself for making that mistake numerous times and then making that same mistake again. But today I forgive myself. Today I'm going to take one action to get more savvy, more accountable, have more integrity with my money. That's positivity. That's building a raft to move forward. Does that make sense? Great. Sorry, had tech issues. I so wanted to listen to the full session. Hey, Sylvia, the good news is it's recorded, my love, right? So you can watch it from the start. Pour yourself a cup of something fabulous and watch it from the start. Great haircut. Thanks. Yeah, I'm actually, this is the first week I've liked it. So there's my grays. Look at that. Embracing the grays. Okay, awesome. So tell me, please type in, what was the biggest lesson you got today in this conversation? What did you get? Even though you're not Sylvia, other than Sylvia, what did you get? What did you hear for yourself? What did I remind you of? This is not rocket science. You guys know this. You've heard this, but sometimes a reminder is good. You look great in black with the new hair. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. What are you hearing? What did you get? Type it in. I want to hear what you got from today's conversation. So, of course, as people are typing in what they got from today, and thank you for everyone that's going to do that. Sylvia says, I agree. Melissa says, sure does. Awesome. Please remember, Monday next week, I'm going to be here again. Monday is all about Intentional Monday. And as you're writing in your top lesson for today, I want to do a shout out to Elish, because if you remember, if you were here on Monday, Elish was having a breakdown in completing an assignment. She was procrastinating and putting it off. I worked with her at Intentional Monday and she made a commitment. She got herself some accountability buddies. I got a message from her last night saying that she had completed it. About within the hour of after the session, she got in touch with her boss. She went in and spoke to her boss and got the support she needed to answer the assignment questions that she was stuck on. And she had sent it off yesterday. You should have heard the sound of her voice. She was on top of the world. She was like, I'm so proud of myself. I did it. I had a breakthrough and it was just beautiful to witness. So you too can have that kind of opportunity if you show up next Monday for Intentional Monday, and we just look at, where are you stuck? Where are you oscillating? Where are you procrastinating? Where are you putting something off? And let's take a look at what's behind the scenes that's causing you to be that way, and let's have a breakthrough. So you too, like Elish and like Christy and like others that are smashing their beliefs and creating breakthroughs in areas that they have been stuck in for ages. So Elish, I love you, sister. Well done. Good on you for doing the work. And to Elish's accountability buddies, thank you, thank you, thank you. Once strangers, now friends, people just putting their hand up to say yes, DMing each other and saying, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. So I love that. Okay, so here are a couple of lessons. Greg says, my lesson is to, and by the way, listen to these lessons, and this amplifies all of our learning. Melissa got, be kind to yourself. Greg, my lesson is to review and update my mind map often and work on the new. Great, good analogy or good strategy. Valerie said, powerful forward thinking affirmations of how we create our positive change. Yes, it is the future you're living into that governs who you are today. Yet we bring all of our past into today and broadcast that into the future. Think about that. It is the future you're living into that governs who you are today. But is your past in your future, or is your hopes, dreams, and desires in your future? I promise you, most of you will have your past in your future. We got to clear that funk from the trunk and get out there and create our wildest dreams out loud. Mary says, Band-Aids do not heal. They hide the wound and make it weep. Ooh, ouch, yes. Sylvia, I learned to stop being so hard on myself and to change my affirmations. Lol. I had such a horrific experience as my mother passed away, but trying to heal emotionally quickly, I realized to be kind to myself. Yeah, I hear you, hun. Death, as I opened with, I got a call, as I said, 15 minutes before going live, that a dear friend of mine passed. So death can be a catalyst for grief and suffering, yet a great reminder to live life fully, flat out loud. So blessings to you, Sylvia. I would love an accountability buddy. Okay, so Sylvia, what do you want an accountability buddy for? To do that homework that I just unpacked? Would you be up for doing that homework, Sylvia? And would you share with us what you got from that? Who either on Facebook or here on Instagram would be open? She's actually asking for an accountability buddy. What do you want? Let's get clear, Sylvia. What do you want an accountability buddy for, hun? What would you love someone to help you with? Let's see some of the lessons on Instagram. Do the work and take the responsibility, says Ketty. Yes. Christy says, love the mind map. Catherine, mind map and take responsibility. Myself, yes. Mel, good practice in having a visual on what's going on in your mind. Mel, amen, sister. Please don't underestimate the power. As a coach, when I do this exercise with people, you see them go, whoa. Because we don't see the morass of our mind when it's in our mind, but you put it on paper, it's a big wake-up call. It's a great exercise. Way to go, Elish. Yeah, my thoughts are not going to rule how I proceed with my day. Silvana Black. Yes. So excited for Elish. Yes, me too. So thank you, Tanja, for putting us in touch with our accountability buddies. You are welcome. Sorry for your loss. I missed the start. That's okay. Thank you so much. Mary, I think you may have typed in something that I missed. Anyway, I am going to wrap that up. Sylvia is asking for an accountability buddy. Sylvia, I do need you to type in what do you want an accountability buddy for, my love, so people can be clear about what they're putting their hand up for. Or you can just put your hand up and say, whatever you need, Sylvia, I'm here for you. So is anyone willing to volunteer their time to be in contact with Sylvia to support her, to potentially do the work I've unpacked today, or to have a breakthrough in something that she needs for herself? To do the homework, so she wants to make sure she completes the homework, and to help me move forward in life and to help me be accountable with my business. It's just sitting stagnant right now. So who here online, whether it's on Facebook or Instagram, would be happy and open to be Sylvia's accountability buddy? Anyone putting your hands up would be awesome. Just checking. Sylvia, as people are typing in, can you think of someone in your life that you have that you could ask to be your accountability buddy? We've got Kathy Tsai. I'm not sure if that's how I say your last name, Kathy. Kathy Tsai from Kathy Tsai Property here on Instagram. So Sylvia, are you on Instagram? Can you type in yes or no? She's putting her hand up with a big red love heart to say, I will be your accountability buddy. Kathy Tsai, can we give some love emojis to Kathy for just stepping in and going, I'll be your accountability buddy, supporting a complete stranger. This is what I love. Together we rise, my friends, right? So thank you. We've got Catherine Connie Bear. Sylvia, I would love to, but I have my operation on Monday. Once I've recovered, I would love to be an accountability partner. Great. So blessings for your operation. Let's send Catherine some love and some healing for her operation on Monday. And keep tuning in. And when your energy is better, there's going to be plenty of opportunities. I ain't going nowhere. Kathy, Tanja, you are the only one who has pronounced my surname right. Yay! Awesome. So much love. That's really, really great. So Sylvia, are you on Instagram? Because Kathy is. Hey, Ben, thanks for tuning in. Sylvia, not on Instagram. Thank you so much, Kathy. Blessings. Okay. So Kathy, can you please follow me on Facebook, Tanja Lee, and go to today's video and connect with Sylvia? Would you be open to doing that, my love? Yeah, would you be open to doing that? And then you guys can connect on Facebook. By the way, if you dig these sessions that I provide for free twice a week and you don't want to miss out, but you're not on my email tribe, can you please DM me your email address on Instagram or on the Facebook thread? Can you put in your email address or do a DM on Facebook if you don't want it out there? Reiki healing to the lady having the operation. Oh, Sylvia's giving you Reiki healing. That's so beautiful. And so yeah, DM me your email, and that means once a week you'll get one email from me with 2 videos, and you can watch it at your own leisure if you miss it. I promise no spam, all soul, okay, all love. Now, so are you happy to do that, Kathy? Can you go and connect with Sylvia on Facebook? All right, my friends, I just really want to get this complete before I sign off. Can you do that, Kathy? Thank you so much. Many angelic blessings. Yes, Sylvia A., good on you for reaching out and asking the question, because that takes courage and vulnerability. 2, good on you for asking for an accountability buddy. That's great. If you want to get what you want in life, you got to ask for it. Kathy says yes, sure. So Kathy, go to Tanja Lee and follow my page. Head down to this video and you'll see all of Sylvia's comments. And I honor you for putting your hand up and helping a complete stranger, being a really decent, beautiful human. Well done, Sylvia, says Catherine Connie Bear. Blessings for your operation. I love you guys. Thanks for being decent humans. Please remember, there's the date you were born and the date we're going to die, and that you're going to die, Mom going to die, and then there's the dash. I want you and I to live the best dash possible. That's what I want for us. So do the homework, be in communication, reach out to me if I can help you. If you've got a question, send it in. You got to be in it to win it, as they say. Love your dash to the full. Exactly. All right, my friends, I love you. Go well. Thank you so much. And remember, please remember, be a devotee, fill your cup with self-love, and go brew you. I love you. See you soon. Love you, Tanj. I'm going to go and work on my dash. Yes, go live the best dash possible. I love you guys. See you Monday, 8 a.m. Tell your friends. Let's have a party.